I think homeschoolers have a secret reading advantage that no one talks about, and it has nothing to do with reading more pages. While finishing books is great, parents also want curiosity, stronger vocabulary, actual interest in what the child is reading. So what if I told you you can get all of that, read almost the same amount of pages, enjoy reading more, stay engaged longer, and get a lot more out of the time that you are currently already spending reading? We know it's possible because we do it inside of our very own homeschool. While my sister was in elementary and my brother and I were in middle school, one of the very first books we started reading was Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Not a typical book you would give a couple of middle schoolers and elementary schoolers. And since then, we have been reading many books outside of our original grade level. And we've been doing this consistently for years now. Many people ask us, how do we read? How do we run our group reading circles? What's in our curriculum? And when it comes to reading, it has a lot more to do with the way that we read than how much we read. Reading becomes much more richer once we're intentional about what we read, how we read, and who we're reading with. Hi there, my name is Chidima Wilbado. I am a 12th grade high school homeschooler, but I know deep down parents care about page count, but they don't only care about page count. And you'd think, can books really give my child all of that? Can it give them identity, character, confidence? It's just a book, right? Well, I would say the way that we're reading can determine the outcome that the child can get. So my first point, what are they reading? I would say what they read is going to be 25% of the pie. I believe that we should choose books that are worth reading about. I'm not going to spend too much time on the what we read because like I said, it's only the 25%. But if you want to know the type of books that we read, check out the Thoughtful Readers Starter Kit. And if you enter your name and email, we will send you over a full list of 7 books that were carefully, very carefully selected. This is a guide completed with the type of books that we read, why we recommend it specifically for homeschoolers, the benefits it can give your child. So point number 2, how we read. I would say this part is the 35%. The right reading process can help a child be more engaged, do more thinking and discussions, and much deeper engagement with what they are reading. The real power, I guarantee you this, the real power is not just reading more words. Yes, reading more words is important, but what we do in our homeschool, we don't read as a means to an end. We read for actual understanding. Because we are humans, questions will naturally come up. Either it's a statement, a question, or a disagreement even with what you're reading. That is totally fine. And I believe all of that should be discussed. In our homeschool, we definitely discuss. And as you can see on our channel, if you watch us, we have very debate style videos, very controversial. And the ability to craft those kinds of videos comes from being able to discuss our ideas with each other. So I would say comprehension and understanding over pages any day. My little sister, she has gotten so much better at pronunciation and breaking down tough to understand words. It has surprised me, maybe because I'm older than her, how easily she gets through some of these books nowadays with words and language that I did not know how to say at her age. Because we went through the traditional school system where they kind of limit you to how much you know. And by never stretching you, you don't really get to grow as far as you can. So when we read, we ask each other questions that spark conversations that sometimes go from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Even half of our reading time could be us discussing a concept because we're so interested about what we're talking about. And that is how we are able to exercise our ability to, of course, like speak on camera, share our ideas in a way that hopefully you guys can understand. That is where that comes from. It's that repetitive practice of sharing what comes to mind and not leaving our thoughts to stay in an echo chamber. When we're reading alone, sometimes our thoughts are just in our head. Nothing wrong with that, but when we share it out loud, it's 10 times better. And especially for the kids that love to talk, they're gonna like this reading style. Okay, if you wanna know the exact kind of questions that we ask during our reading discussions in that Thoughtful Readers Starter Kit, those prompts can get you guys started on those deeper conversations that we have. And then lastly, this is like 40% who we read with. Other homeschoolers matter here. And we believe that the parent doesn't have to carry everything. Now, in our homeschool, at the beginning, when we were reading like Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, needing more guiding and instruction. Our mom was there in the room as we were reading together in our circle, sometimes leading the conversation. We were asking her questions and things like that. But as we got older, we were able to start leading the discussions ourselves. And now eventually we've gone to the point where us three have the readings by ourselves, and it goes very smoothly without parental guidance at all. So a thoughtful peer group with like-minded homeschoolers can create a lot of accountability, number one. Two, it creates a lot of energy, especially because you're with other people around your age, I guess. And three, it creates a sense of community. Although going to read, the idea of reading sounds hard and dreadful, when we actually start, we end up enjoying it. I believe that the right reading community can help a child be more confident, do more active thinking and speaking because they have other people around them, and lastly, have more community and sharper ideas. Iron sharpens iron. So imagine an amazing group with other like-minded homeschoolers who have a growth mindset, are looking to get better, and then you have more confidence with harder books because as a community, you get to tackle it together. Like, if we all don't understand this, let's not all understand it together. There's also something to be said about having a shared learning community. It just makes everything more, I guess, wholesome and a sense of togetherness. I feel like a lot of homeschoolers, you might do work by yourself and sometimes you're just looking for that community to join. Well, that is precisely why we are creating the Thoughtful Readers Collective, because reading becomes so much richer when homeschoolers, like-minded homeschoolers, can come together, discuss ideas, ask thoughtful questions, hear other perspectives, and grow in a community. This is something I personally am super excited about creating, because it's not about just getting kids to read. It's about giving them a live space to engage with other homeschoolers while discussing strong ideas. Out of this Thoughtful Readers Collective, your child will be getting live discussion, peer-to-peer learning, thoughtful questions in a community of homeschoolers just like them. So as of right now, we are opening the waitlist. So if you would like to be on the waitlist to be alerted when the Thoughtful Readers Collective is finally going live, which I can't wait for, click the link down below, the Thoughtful Readers Collective. I believe when homeschoolers pay close attention to what they read, how they read, and who they read with, group discussion is the secret advantage homeschoolers can have. So that's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!